I'm Cody with Sandhoff Services, Pest and Termite. My wife and I, you can't really see her because of the writing, but she's there listening. So we own the company. The other guy on the side is no longer with us as of last week, so it's unfortunate, but you know what? It's a good picture.
Salute you. Wife will be next.
So just going to Mile Y. Thankfully, we only have one because just it's busy. But I also don't know how y'all get your presentations sent in an email because it's impossible. Like the file size is way too big. So this is Sutton. She is 6 years old. That was pre-K graduation. School pictures apparently aren't good enough, so we had to hire somebody to take for pre-K. And then this picture, and then the ballet picture over on the side was the first time that I looked at it and I was like, oh, shit just got real. Like she's not a baby. She's not a toddler anymore. Like she's a little human that thinks she's a teenager. That's one of our donkeys. There's like 5 acres behind our house. That's technically grandma's. There's 4 donkeys whose only purpose in life is just to eat and waste everything. They don't serve a purpose at all. That's it. But Sutton loves them, and she always takes pictures with them. And then in the summer, it will be completely blue bonnet, the entire field. So it's pretty cool. And then we coached T-ball last year. Lacey went with me to the coaches meeting, and she was forced into coaching as well. And we were absolutely terrible. We had 10 girls that had never played before, and we got run rolled every game. But we won the last one, so it's all good.
Progress.
And then some of our hobbies, we like to travel. Sutton loves the small roller coasters. We haven't gotten her on any big ones yet. The picture of Lacey holding a pig, that was Saturday. We were in the Bahamas, and so we did the swimming with pigs. We chose her picture because there was no reason to put a pig holding a pig up there, so we chose hers. The farm stand, we built that for Christmas. I'm a terrible gift giver, and so Christmas Eve, I started building a farm stand. We live right on the highway, and we have 18 chickens, and Lacey likes to do all of that stuff, so that's usually what her Wednesday and Thursdays consist of, so that she can put it out on Friday. This group down here in the bottom, we just went on a cruise with them. It's a group of business owners, pest control business owners primarily. There was 67 of us on the cruise, so it was a really good time. It was a ride-off vacation, but it was good. And then that's our Sutton is walking our pigs. We bought a old show animal. There's a reason that the barbecue's right above it because that's where he'll be in a few months. But Sutton is she wanted to walk him. She wanted to practice with him, so she's loving it. So a little bit about the business. We do all your major pest control, all your common stuff. So we do quarterly services. On Facebook, you'll see a lot of times people will say, "No, who's your pest control company that doesn't require a contract?" We don't have to require a contract. We can do the work as a one-time service, but you're gonna pay more. And that's we'll do it, it doesn't matter. We do different types of termite treatments. We do the Centricon, which is our bait system, liquid treatments, and then we also do pre-construction, termite inspections. We'll do those a lot of times for Jeff, if we need to do an inspection for someone buying a home. If someone's in the military, if you know someone in the military who's buying a home, they have to get a termite inspection if they're using a VA loan. Don't let them wait till the last minute because then you got to jump through a bunch of hoops. And then we do fire yard services. I know I talk about that a lot. We do some mosquito and then rodent trapping, which I'll talk about here in a few minutes. These are 2 forms of termite treatments. So when I talk about pre-construction, I want to know builders. This is the most important time. If you can get this treatment done here on the left before the slab is poured, that's the only time you can do that treatment. You'll never have a full termite treatment again once the slab is poured. There's no access to it. Most builders, they don't want to wait on people and they don't want to pay the money for it, even though it's very cheap. So they wait and they get this treatment done. It's fine. It checks a box. It's not going to provide the same protection at all. I've seen termites literally crawl above it and start eating the wood as soon as it stops being green. So it's not a good treatment, but that's what they want to pay for. So unfortunately, that's what we have to do sometimes. Rodent exclusions. So part of our business travel, We were in Orlando for a week back at the end of January, 1st of February, for a wildlife conference. And while I was there, took 2 exclusion courses. So if you can see, like right here in this little corner, that's about the size of a tennis ball, give or take. And rats literally will just go in and out. You can see where it's been chewed in the past, but it's not clear enough picture, but there's rub marks on it. So that's kind of nasty. But think of it like if you never washed your sheets, you slept on the same pillow every night, our hair has oils and stuff in it, you never took a shower, you would leave like an oil stain on the bed, unfortunately. Rats do the exact same thing. That's how we can find where they're getting in homes, because they're rubbing up against the same areas every single day. So on the right side, there was a big hole over here you can't see, but on the right side was how we fixed that. So we used metal, so we don't have to worry about it rotting or anything like that. And the rats can't chew through it. And so thankfully this one was white, and so from right there you can still see it, but once you get down, it's really not noticeable. And then we have, going way too fast. We have multiple, like most businesses out there, subscription type service plans. And so we break those up. Our logo kind of has a shield on it. So that's why we call them the Pest Shield programs. So our basic service, it just includes pest control. And these are based on approximately like a 2,000 square foot home. So our initial service is $120, and then it goes on monthly billing moving forward. It's plus tax on all these numbers, but if they want termite protection and pest control, it's going to be the initial install. They're getting a significant discount on the install of the termite stations versus if they were to just purchase termite standalone. And then their monthly charge, obviously it increases because they're getting a whole nother service. That's probably the most valuable service we have, just because to have your house, after the install, to have your house protected from termites in the DFW market for between $300 and $400 a year, the houses are $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 in some cases, and they're paying $350 a year to $400 for termite protection. And if they have termites pop up anywhere in the house, we'll come and take care of that at no additional charge. So it's very valuable. The other service, it's kind of like, the good, better, best model. We'd love to have some best. We don't have any right now, but it just is an option. Basically, it encompasses everything pest control related. So the mosquito stations, we have 2 pods that we can put out. They look kind of like planters, but they work really well in small areas. If you live on a lake or something like that, sorry, Brian, it's not going to do anything there. So too much other water to mess with. And then it also includes a fire ant service, which will keep fire ants away for a full calendar year. And it does come with a 1-year warranty on that. So this is kind of our service area. When I was looking at it last night, really hasn't changed all that much from last year when I did my presentation, but the dots are a lot bigger because there's a lot more in the areas, which is perfect. There's 2 out here just because they kind of are grouped with a couple other ones. I don't want to be out here. I want to be from Ennis to Mansfield, Kennedale, and then going up. Eventually we'll try to grow more around Grapevine because we're at Great Wolf Lodge twice a week anyways. And so we're going to end up growing up there at some point, but that's Waxahachie and Mansfield are our two biggest markets. So anybody along 287, that's perfect for us. And then our ideal referrals, the best referral, and I know y'all do a great job of it already, especially the moms in the room, but the Facebook communities and those neighborhood groups, it's insane. When I worked for my uncle's company, we used to get 4 or 5 jobs a week off of it, and that was 8-9 years ago. He doesn't get 4 or 5 jobs off of it anymore because we're getting those jobs. So, and that's all because of everybody else. So, yeah. Obviously, your neighbors, your friends, your siblings, anybody who lives in the area that you can refer us to. Home inspectors, people like Jeff are great. If a home inspector has a termite license, it's not that great. But if he finds something, a lot of them don't want the liability of treating, so they'll still hire that out. builders and contractors, and then warehouses. We can do food-related warehouses, and we can do just your standard warehouses. So I think, yeah, that should be it. So we should be, yeah, maybe I have time for maybe 2. Yep.
After the cruise, were there any bugs or rodents on the cruise ship?
So there was we saw on a Facebook group that somebody was complaining because they had bites. And they're like, oh, they're in a row. They've got to be bed bugs. And the guy who leads the group is a board certified entomologist and an ACE. And it's his whole thing is like, stop, don't get it started. Like you can't say that off of a bite. But there's so much stuff. Like you're in the water, it's different soap, it's different skin irritation. So no, we didn't see anything on this one. The last trip we were on, we did. Yes, sir.
How does the before this last year work?
It's a liquid treatment. So we have a 200-gallon rig. We treat all the soil. We usually put a dye in it so it's blue. We treat all the soil, and then they put the plastic down. Then they pour their slab. But like I said, that's the only time because most of the time you've got a plumbing penetration, the termites could come up. They're not going to come up just anywhere unless you have slab cracks or something. If you have slab cracks and you've got carpet, you never know the slab crack is there. So termites can come up anywhere and you're never going to know. So it's a liquid treatment that we treat the soil with before they pull the slime.
When you're treated at my house, do you look for sign of termites?
Yes, sir. Every time.
So
Yeah, you're good. Yes, sir. Awesome. Thank y'all.